Welcome back, NHS. Hope you had a great Monday.
We've got a lot to cover, so why don't I start us off for today? The first ever NHS Talent Show is coming and talented students are needed. Register by checking the Canvas message that was sent during finals week. See Miss Euler in the Freshman Center or Miss Soderland in room 2203 for any questions. While everyone can take part in the talent show, only juniors are required for their immunizations for senior year. Juniors, you need a second dose of meningitis vaccine and 2 hepatitis vaccines. Once you have proof that you have taken these vaccines, please turn in a copy to the school nurses.
The course fair is tomorrow night from 6 to 8 in the cafeteria. Grades 8 through 11 are encouraged to come to see and talk to teachers about potential courses to take next semester. We here in the newsroom suggest mass media with Mr. Cecil and then moving on to student broadcast with Mr. Akers. Students are also encouraged to attend the Thespians performance of Know Your Role during AL today and Thursday. Get a pass from Mrs. Neaton in room 3105. And now, let's throw it over to Mary for trending news, where a new world record was broken, or in this case, should I say, cracked, over the weekend. To you, Mary.
Thanks, Jacob. NHS, the internet has done it. The extremely popular Kylie Jenner has been beaten by an egg for the most likes on Instagram. This egg is currently sitting at a whopping 27 million likes at the time of this recording. Congratulations, world record egg, you did it. Let this tell you where we are as a society. Now let's toss it over to Jacob with today's meetings.
Thanks, Mary. If you are interested in coding, you are welcome to join the free coding club at NHS. No experience is necessary. The first meeting will take place today during AL at the Coding Computers in the LMC. Please stop by room 1211 for a pass and see Mrs. Steffen if you have any questions. Leo Club is also meeting today in Mr. Smith's room. Please use your permanent blue pass to attend. And the D&D Club has a meeting today in the North Gym balcony during a AL. Please see Mrs. Robertson in room 2257 if you need a pass.
Well, that's all for the school news today.
Let's go ahead and toss it over to lunches, Miller Sports, and Pro Sports.
Welcome back, NHS. This is Paul Stage, and I've got your weather report for this week. So we're going to start on today, which is Tuesday. We're going to have a high of 33 and a low of 27, but we're going to have some clouds here. Moving on to Wednesday, we're going to have roughly the same exact conditions here, but it's a little bit higher temperatures. It's going to be a little bit lower with 25. Then moving on to Thursday, we're going to have some sun, but a chance of snow. High of 32 and a low of 26. Moving on to Friday, everyone's favorite day of the week. It's going to have some rain. Don't let that bother you. It's going to be the highest temperature of the week with a 38 and a low of 34. I'm Paul Stage, and that's your weather report for NHS.
Welcome back to sports. I'm going to start off today's segment with a fun fact.
Let's hear it.
Did you know that NFL refs also receive Super Bowl rings?
Weird. Let's just read some sports.
Despite the weather, we had several NHS teams in action this weekend. Your Miller Swimmers and Divers fell to Zionsville on Thursday. Individual winners for the Wolfpack included Cameron Kramer, Jared Newman, Sammy Huff, Caitlin Marshall, and Jack Wolford. They're back in action Friday at home at 6 o'clock. Your NHS bowlers finished with a strong third in sectionals on Saturday. Last year's state champion Nathan Smith earned second place. Jane Sutton, Andrew Elliott, and Taylor Smith all finished in the top 10. All 11 boys and 5 girls will advance to this weekend's regional at Bowl 32 in Noblesville.
And in basketball, both Miller boys and girls basketball teams took tough losses to Zionsville Friday night. The girls fell to the Eagles 68-56, and the boys took a 2-point loss 57-59. Both teams will be back in action this weekend. And now, we'll throw it over to Zach to tell us about what's happening in Indiana Pro Sports. To you, Zach.
Thank you, Jacob. 2 Indiana professional sports teams competed over the past weekend. The Indianapolis Colts traveled to the 1-seed Kansas City Chiefs on Saturday night. Unfortunately, the Colts did come up short, losing 31-13. So sadly, their season is over, but hey, not every Indiana sports team lost over the weekend. On Friday night, the Pacers defeated the New York Knicks with a score of 121-106. Leading the Pacers to victory was center Domantas Sabonis with 22 points and 15 rebounds. That improves their record to 28 wins and 14 losses. Their next game is tonight at home against the Phoenix Suns. The game will start at 7 p.m. Now back to Jacob with more NHS sports news.
Thanks, Zach. You have a lot of Miller sports to check out this week. The boys' freshman basketball team travels to Zionsville tonight at 6 and heads to Pendleton Thursday afternoon. And the girls' freshman basketball team travels to Bishop Chatard tomorrow at 6. The boys and girls swimmers and divers take on Heron High School Thursday here in the NHS pool. And the varsity and JV wrestlers will battle it out with Elwood and Tipton at Elwood on Thursday at 6 o'clock.
Well, that's all we have for sports today. Thanks for joining me, Jacob.
You know, Zach, when you think about it, anything can boomerang if you throw it up.
No, that's just gravity.
Nope, that's a boomerang.